Hello and welcome to Mr. Jackson's class, Chemistry, and today we're going to do a lab. Our lab is called How Many Quarters? What we're going to do is we are going to try to figure out how many quarters I have in different boxes, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to weigh some quarters, and then we're going to try to figure out the average weight of those quarters, and then we're going to try to weigh some boxes that have quarters. We'll never ever show you how many there are in them, but you're going to have to figure out mathematically how you can determine the number of quarters in a box. Okay? So the lab is called How Many Quarters? Okay? And so the first thing we need to do after you read down through this, which is posted in your lab on today's date, then what you want to do is you want to weigh 6 quarters so we can find their average. So let's start here with weighing 6 quarters, okay? So I will help you with them. Here we go, our first quarter. Let me make sure I got it on 0. It's all zeroed off. Oh, looks like it's a little high, so let me push the 0. Re-zero it. There we go. So here we go. Our first quarter weighs 5.715. Hopefully that's visible for you. 5.715. I'm actually going to bring it a little closer. Maybe it'll be easier to read. There we go. The next one weighs 5.724. That's a decimal place right there. 5.724. The next one weighs 5.714. 5.714. The next one weighs 5.704. Okay? So now your job is to start writing these numbers down. I'm not going to be reading them off to you anymore. That's your job to do. Okay? So here we go. We're going to give you the next one. This is quarter number 5. Oh, I'm leaning against my desk. It's moving around there. Okay, there's your final weight. And quarter number 6. Here we go. There. There is your 6 quarters. Now what you want to do is you want to then find the average of those 6 quarters. You know how to do that. Now what we want to do is we want to move on to step 3, where we want to weigh 4 of our containers to find out what the average container weighs. So let's do that. So I'll grab a couple containers here. How about container 1? Here we go. That is the value of that right there. Write that down. Okay. Now let's do our next one, number 2. There you go. Just go ahead and take that number right there. Now remember, you can always pause the video anytime you think you need to pause the video and write down numbers again. So here we go. Here is container number 3. Okay, write that number down. And container number 4. Alright, there you go. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to fill these containers with quarters, and we're going to let you decide how many quarters I put in them, but all you need for right now is just to write down the total weight. And then once you think it through, it should be pretty obvious, okay? So let me fill these quarters up, these boxes with some quarters. All right, let's re-zero because we've been weighing quite a bit and it begins to fluctuate a little bit. There we go. So here is box number 1 with some quarters in it. All right, there we go. Here is box number 2. And there you go. Here is box number 3. All right, there we go. Here is box number 4. Okay. Here is box number 5. Okay. Okay, let us weigh box number 6. There we go. And box number 7. There we go. And box number 8. There we go. So what we've done is we have weighed 8 boxes with different amounts of coins. So we're going to end up working on this lab, and what you're going to want to do is after you find the average of these information, you're going to want to then go on to the next page and try to figure out with your friends or a partner or something like that, but you're just turning your own lab in yourself, and then you want to show me how you're going to think it through, and then show me the work on how you figured out the coins or the number of quarters in the first couple packages, and then you want to go through and actually write down the numbers. Now remember, because they're not all exactly the same weight, you're probably going to come up with a partial number to your quarters. So you might end up with a box saying it's 15.1 or 3 point, or 2.98. That just means that you have to round to the nearest whole number, okay? But I did pull one trick on you. I grabbed a dollar coin that is actually a little heavier than quarters, but it is almost the exact same size, and I threw it into one of the boxes. It weighs a little bit more than the quarters, okay? But you should be able to figure out which box had that coin in it. I replaced it. So you're going to get a number that's kind of weird, and so I want you to see if you can figure out which box did I put that coin in. So I exchanged one of the quarters for this coin in it, so it's going to throw it off. But my goal is to see if you actually can figure out which one of those boxes had that coin in it, okay? So that's your assignment today, is to work through those labs, then answer all the questions. You have a bunch of questions to answer. Make sure you answer them, and you have a couple of days to finish this lab up and turn it in, okay? So make sure you're working on it and you get it taken care of. Thank you very much for joining me today. You have an awesome day. Okay, you take care. Bye-bye.